Good day, here are today's top stories from the Pna Headlines. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. spent the fourth day of his state visit in India, securing agreements bridging the business sectors of India and the Philippines. The president secured several investment pledges following a series of closed-door high-level meetings with top Indian business leaders at the Taj West End Hotel in Bengaluru on Thursday. Marcos met with ASEAN Tower Chair Vivek Gupta, who said their expansion plans in the Philippines aligns with the president's priorities of job creation and long-term development. ASEAN has committed to invest in digital infrastructure and related sectors such as healthcare, renewable energy, and business process outsourcing. Marcos explored partnerships in dialysis and renal care with NephroPlus Group Chief Executive Officer Rohit Singh. Singh reaffirmed plans to expand the operations of NephroPlus, which hosts 39 dialysis centers in the country, in line with Marcos's philosophy that health is a right and not a privilege. The president also received Hinduja Group Executive Shom Hinduja's commitment to scale up operations in line with the administration's growth agenda. The group's existing ventures in the country, Hinduja Global Solutions, Asok, Leyland, and Gulf Oil. Tata Consultancy Services, which employs over 6,000 employees in the Philippines, meanwhile committed further to support the country's digital transformation and workforce development. Earlier, President Marcos witnessed the signing of 18 business agreements spanning renewable energy, digital services, infrastructure, manufacturing, healthcare, and education. The deals were presented during the Philippines-India Business Forum on Wednesday. Trade Secretary Cristina Roque said these deals cover a wide range of strategic sectors, including information technology and business process management, energy, and digital innovation. She said these reflect the deepening economic engagement between the Philippines and India and will serve as the foundation for ongoing and future business engagements. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. reiterated the Philippines' stance to uphold sovereignty and defend national interest on its own, contrary to China's narrative that the country is acting on behalf of other powerful nations. In an interview with Indian news outlet First Post, Marcos stressed that the Philippines is not provoking instability in the region as it deepens security ties with superpowers like the United States. Marcos also rejected insinuations that the Philippines is acting as a puppet state. He stressed that the country's actions are not driven by foreign interests, but by a constitutional mandate to protect its own territory and people. The president saw no problem in forging strategic partnerships with the United States, as well as like-minded countries defending their territories and sovereignty, such as India, Australia, South Korea, and Japan. He noted that the country's strategic partnerships are based on shared values and interest in maintaining peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific. He also dismissed fears of escalation of conflict amid China's aggressive claims and emphasized the need for closer coordination with allies and open channels of communication. On the other hand, President Marcos said the Philippines would inevitably be affected in case of a military conflict between China and the U.S. over Taiwan. Marcos cited the country's geographic proximity, noting that the city of Kaohsiung in Taiwan is a 40-minute flight away from Lawag City in Ilocos Norte, his hometown. He also raised concerns about the safety of thousands of Filipinos working and living in Taiwan should hostilities erupt. He, however, emphasized that the Philippines would act to protect its national sovereignty and its people as part of its humanitarian responsibilities. The Philippines follows a one China policy while maintaining economic and people-to-people ties with Taiwan. There are an estimated 160,000 overseas Filipino workers in Taiwan, many of whom are engaged in electronics factories and domestic work. Meanwhile, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. extended his greetings on behalf of the Philippines as the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, celebrates its 58th founding anniversary today, August 8. In a video message, Marcos highlighted the regional bloc's direction towards inclusivity and sustainability under Malaysia's current chairship. He noted the ASEAN's aspirations along with its shared responsibility in facing the world's dynamic and complex environment. Marcos emphasized how the ASEAN stood as partners amid evolving regional and global challenges since its creation 58 years ago. He also said the Philippines takes pride of its role in laying the foundation for a region anchored on peace, cooperation, shared progress, and prosperity. Marcos said that the Philippines prepares to assume chairship of the ASEAN in 2026. He vowed to uphold a legacy of lasting peace and shared progress in the region. The ASEAN was founded on August 8, 1967 to promote economic and security cooperation with member states and the international community. The Philippines was among the 5 founding members of ASEAN, along with Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. The current roster now includes Brunei, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam.
As the Philippines assumes the ASEAN chairship in 2026, we will build on ASEAN's achievements in responding to the region's evolving priorities and facing emerging challenges. We will uphold ASEAN principles and continue the region's legacy of lasting peace and shared progress as we navigate our future together.
The Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW, is intensifying efforts to bring primary government services closer to Filipino workers worldwide through the Bagong Bayani ng Mundo OFW Serbisyo Caravan, while targeting opening of new migrant workers office or MWOs abroad. In a media briefing, DMW Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak announced that the Serbisyo Caravan has served over 10,000 OFWs and 20,200 transactions were made since it's launched in Hong Kong on June 7. Other Serbisyo Caravans have been held in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Osaka, Japan, Doha, Qatar, and Dubai in United Arab Emirates. Among the most in-demand services were Overseas Workers Welfare Administration membership renewal and e-card, PhilHealth and Pag-ibig assistance, PSA and PhilSys services like birth certificates and certificates of no marriage, and the national ID applications. Meanwhile, Kakdak said they are planning to set up a Migrant Workers Office or MWO in West Africa, particularly in Nigeria, Liberia, Ghana, Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Sierra Leone. He noted there is only one MWO in African continent located in Morocco, and Nigeria has over 6,000 Filipino workers, while about 150 Filipinos residing in Liberia are almost underserved. Without an MWO, overseas Filipino workers in Africa can only raise concerns through the Department of Foreign Affairs, which handles consular matters. The DMW's presence through MWO is expected to streamline the delivery of welfare assistance, legal, heal, and recruitment monitoring. The DMW currently operates 42 MWOs, and 4 new offices will be opened within the year, specifically in Cambodia, Vietnam, Turkey, and South Africa. In our business news, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. made a strong pitch to Indian business leaders as he led the Philippines-India Business Forum at the Taj West End Hotel in Bengaluru, India on Thursday. The president cited the country's robust economic momentum, a young tech-savvy workforce, and wide-ranging reforms aimed at making the Philippines more attractive to long-term foreign investment. He added that both countries are strategically aligned across key sectors from digital innovation and renewable energy to healthcare and semiconductors. The president noted a strong foundation for high-quality long-term investment in the country with landmark laws such as the Create More Act, green lanes for strategic investments, and the Public-Private Partnership Code. He assured that the government is committed to support foreign investors with a stable regulatory environment and incentives of up to 27 years.
Our policy direction is very clear: to make the Philippines a trusted, connected, and competitive node in the Indo-Pacific economy.
The Bengaluru Forum brought together Filipino and Indian leaders from sectors such as information technology and business process management, fintech, telecoms, digital services, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, manufacturing, and infrastructure. Meanwhile, 7 stations of the Epifanio de los Santos Avenue or EDSA busway are set for major improvements this year under the Department of Transportation or DOTR and the Department of Budget and Management or DBM EDSA Busway Station Rehabilitation Project. In an interview, Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon said the initiative supports President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s agenda of pushing for more commuter-based policies. The rehabilitation project will be done in 2 phases. Phase 1 will cover upgrades to the Monumento, Bagong Barrio, North Avenue, and Guadalupe stations. On the other hand, Phase 2 will include the construction of 2 new stations at the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange and 1 in Cubao. Upgrades will also include the widening and improvement of station platforms, replacement of sheds and railings, restoration of equipment, and the construction of a guard, janitor, traffic officer station post. Both phases will cost roughly 200 million pesos, with the DBM helping to fund the project due to the DOTR's reduced budget for 2025. Dizon said the project will be completed by the middle or 3rd quarter next year. And those are the latest and the biggest stories from the PNA headlines. For more news updates, visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. You may also watch the PNA headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under PNA News. I am William Theo. This is the PNA headlines, bringing you stories that unite the nation.